Hi everybody, welcome to the thumb. I'm gonna make a little revamp, little modification to my little grapple here for my tractor. I've always been real happy with it. This was one of the first projects I made when I got my Dynatorch actually. But the thing I didn't like about it, well, let me just get a little closer. So it's always been, I started out with just this, let me open this up a little, wrong way. It just had this 3-inch wide, basically it's a hook. Let me look at it from the side here. Yeah, you can see it's kind of just a hook. It's a real simple grapple. I made it just because it's so light this way, and this little tractor will only lift about 1,000 pounds. So most of the grapples I looked at were, they weighed like 700 pounds, and that doesn't give you much, you know, I mean, most logs are going to be more than 300 pounds. So yeah, this lifts a lot compared to what I could have lifted. So, but anyway, what I was never happy with was the way this hook was. I couldn't like grab a log from the end. Like say if I was pulling a log out of a brush pile or whatever, usually it's like a limb or something that I want to, that's big enough to cut firewood out of, but yet it's laying in a pile of brush. So now with this, I should be able to grab a hold of it and, you know, be able to pull it out of a brush pile from the end without a whole lot of finagling. But just want to get a little closer, and I'm going to just give it a quick little test run. Yep, it passed the test. So now I'm gonna just weld around solid, and it's really nothing fancy, but it just gives me a little bit of a little more of a cradle there to grab a log by the end. What I was worried about is that it wouldn't pass this pipe here. That's about all I ever use this for, is logs. Once in a while I'll use it for digging big rocks out of the dirt out in the field or something, but it's really not made for that. I should make another one just for that. But yeah, but you know, this little guy surprisingly lifts a lot, but but by the time you put a big heavy implement on it, it really, like I said, it takes away the amount of stuff you can actually lift besides the equipment that you're lifting it with. So so that's always been a little bit of a frustrating part. I've heard like I think there are those I don't know, there's a certain kind of tractor that has quite a bit of lift capacity on the loader and stuff, so I might actually look into that if I go to a bigger one someday. But I like this little guy. He's small enough that I can do a lot of stuff with him, but yet he's big enough that I can do a lot of stuff with him. But yeah, anyway, I'm going to get this welded on, and maybe I'll do some trials with it this afternoon if it warms up a little. There, that's done. Yeah, hopefully this doesn't break off right away. It shouldn't. I haven't had any other welds break on this. I guess that's the other thing about this tractor. It doesn't really have enough hydraulics to hurt itself. The only thing that I've ever worried about, sometimes this, when I have a long log like clamped right into this thing, and then my tire, front tire will fall in a hole or something. Well, then that log gets to swaying back and forth, and you swear, like those arms are sitting there just moaning and groaning and squeaking, and you're just waiting for something to snap or bend or whatever. But so that's the only thing, it'll lift it, but it's maybe sometimes not the best thing to do with this thing is get long logs on here. But originally I just used the forks, and so if you dropped in a hole, the log would still move, but then it would just kind of rock on the forks. It wouldn't be clamped right in. But so I have to be careful with that. I try to still balance it and watch for holes. But other than that, it works pretty good. And kind of looking forward to seeing how this grapple works now. there you have it. There's what I use this little guy for. It's definitely a back saver. I don't know how big that. This is the very bottom block of that tree. I'd say it's a good 2-foot diameter. I don't know how much. I don't know how much it would weigh, but probably all of 200 pounds. And I don't know how I would have lifted all those on there. I mean, I could have used just a loader bucket and roll them into the bucket and then get them on the trailer and roll them around and everything else. But sure is a lot nicer doing it this way. Yeah, because you can kind of just set them where you want them. And yeah, now I still got to go home and unload them, which I'm not going to unload them with the grapple. I'll just kind of roll them off. But still got some wood to pick up. And then down in that low spot, there's a couple more leaner trees. The reason I cut them trees down was, well, you can see that root ball that's sticking up out of the ground. That one was kind of half pulled out of the ground and leaned into this other tree. The stump is right there, and I had to cut the one down to allow the other one to fall. And yeah, there's 2 or 3 other ones down in that. This is kind of a swamp, and if I don't get on it in another month, I won't be able to get down there for probably most of the summer. So I want to get that done, and hopefully I'll get it done before it thaws out. So I guess that's the kind of the end of this video. I might get a little more footage of maybe pulling a log by the end, like I was talking about earlier, on why I put that extra little piece on that grapple. But I may or may not do that. But if not, keep watching and someday you'll see it. But yeah, thanks for watching Thumb Country Stuff, and take her easy.